In the side-by-side world, side-by-sides are represented by two separate and equally important groups: the manufacturers that build the machines and the gearheads that modify them. These are their stories.
Alright guys, so we've done a few things here. Fuse block mounted up, some plastic you can get at Menards or Home Depot. Got the winch controller mounted up. Still not wired, but it's been a couple days. Got a pretty big snowstorm over here, so I've been busy with that. But you got your roof bars, obviously your intrusion bars, your lower windshield bar, the dash relocation, the switch panel. Here. So everything's just right there. That's probably where it should have been in the first place, because even in my Razor I don't like looking to the right to check my speed or anything. I like watching speed as you're jumping, so I can just pick a number and stay at it, you know. But anyways, that's that. Got these sidebars in. So far everything's just tacked. Got these other bars cut and notched, and they go right in there as rear intrusion bars. Ish. Now we got another bar that's going to go in here. We've got mirror tabs done. Here's the mirror. These are the same mirror tabs I've been using. I made on my CNC, so these worked out really good. So got to weld those. I'm trying to get a good majority of these bars mocked up and ready to go to where I can just blanket this thing, tack weld them in place, and then pull the cage off once I'm done. So we got light bar brackets I still got to make, some flag brackets, and other than that, I mean, this thing's almost ready to come back off for the last time, get finished welded and go get powder coated. So that's where we're at. We're just trying to button up a few things, but you can look out here and see we got hammered with some snow. So been a little busy with the plow truck, but we're back at it. Basically we're still at the same point, except for we did get some, there was a little tin bracket here, we knocked that off, belt sanded her down real quick on both sides. We did get some light bar brackets made up. I cut them on the machine, and then we just put a couple little bends into them, and I think they're going to work out great. We did make a little flag mount, so it's kind of a pain to figure out what we got going. Where's it at? Oh, it's sitting right here. So basically, this is the factory one, okay? It kind of works the best because of the angle this pipe goes up on the stock cage. So I basically just made another one, but for this side. and he'll run his flag there and his flag there, and he can run his whips off of those top brackets there and there, or he can buy some bar clamps because it's a pain. Try to figure this out because like these brackets, these kind of look like crap if you ask me. So yeah, so what we're gonna go ahead and do, we just pulled the welder over here. We're gonna go ahead and weld in 2 pipes on each side, and I think that will be this and rear intrusion bars, and then we got the light bar to tack on those brackets. Here's the brackets right here. It's got a little kick to them, makes it to where they hide next to the roof and hold the light bar above it. So we're trying not to lose a lot of visibility with having a light bar hanging down in front of the roof under the windshield. So we're gonna go ahead and, what, you want to snorkel? These Honda guys and their snorkels, I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse that. Alright guys, as you see on the time lapse, we got light bar tabs mounted up. Hold it right above the windshield and the roof. Good there. We got a rear bar in, other rear bars. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the cage off, put it on the ground, and finish weld it, and she can go to powder coat. So I'll be back here shortly. All right, guys, so I think this is all burned in. Other than knocking some splatter off here and there, I think it's ready to go get sandblasted again and powder coated. So we're just gonna button a few more things up here, and then Bronco's gonna take it and drop it off today. But figured we'd show you what we got going on. I'm looking around with you guys as I move the camera around, so I'm trying to make sure I got everything and everything looks good to go. But should be way stronger, stouter. Hopefully it helps them out if they ever need it.
All right, so we're back, I don't know, 5 days later. We had to go ahead and throw the cage on because we got an extra machine in here, and it's really cold outside. And I mean, my garage is packed with parts and machines and different stuff, but Jeff over at Precision did a good job again, banging these cages out for us. But the roads are nasty, so the cage is really dirty from coming down the highway 40 miles. But it looks awesome. So we didn't show you it getting set on because we backed the machine out next to the trailer, just set it on so we can come in here because we have another machine in here right now. And so we're gonna go ahead and time lapse this getting bolted back up, and I'll try to cut in here and there. Alright guys, so we got the light bar up here, got the roof on, got the nuts back on, cages bolted down, everything, yeah, mirrors on, all your back panels are back on, everything looks pretty good. That's a second flag mount we made to match the stock one. Right now we're in the process of, so that we had the winch solenoid mounted, but this, don't mind the wiring right now, so I'm basically trying to get everything to length before I put it in a loom. But basically there's a main power coming up front from the battery that was pre-wired for a winch from the factory. Right here was a switched power to when you turn your key on, you get 12 volt there. I like running my own fuse block and all my own wiring and all my stuff. So basically I'm taking the power, the big main power from the battery, and I'm jumping it through this relay. So basically you can't put a switch on a big power wire like this, so you have to use something else. So the relay, what the relay is going to do is basically, it's got a positive and a negative. The positive comes from the key. When that turns on, it then connects a big power wire to the next big power wire and works like a, you know, like a switch. But that's how you can transfer bigger amounts of current, because you couldn't run that kind of current through a regular switch. So that's what I do with a relay. I did it on multiple machines. It works great. So basically I have a power coming from the winch solenoid where the power from the battery hooks up. It goes through the relay over here to the fuse block. It's hooked up there. So now I'm getting a ground from the battery that runs up here for the winch as well. And that's what I'm working on. But once I get everything ran to length, then everything will get tidied up. Heat shrink, stuff like that. Always use heat shrink connectors, but that's where we're at for now. But I figure I'd give you a little heads up. You guys seen us running around here on time lapse, but that's where we're at. Turn this off. All right, guys, I know we've been time lapsing for a while, but basically we got these wires buttoned up in here, got the fuse block up in here. Unfortunately, if you do have a problem on the trailer, you would have to pull this cover. But I mean, what's nice about that fuse block, if one does pop, it lights up red on which one. So technically you could just pull the rubber off the front and the hood and look up in there and change that fuse from right here. Wouldn't be too bad. But other than that, the machine is buttoned up, harnesses are back in, all the switches. I'll show you this stuff here real quick. All the switches are hooked up. Got a light bar. Got an interior light. You got your volts.
And USBs.
Yep, and 2 USBs. Your whips. We don't have those hooked up because we don't have whips yet. And then a winch. So that's that. The pod. Let's see what else. The cage overall, you know, turned out great. Jeff at Precision Powder Coating always comes through and does a pretty good job. But want to show them that rubber? So this is the little piece of rubber from the factory.
Which leaves this hole wide open.
Yeah, it leaves the left side wide open. So he's got this new piece
Off of Amazon.
Yeah, off Amazon, and it covers everything down there from left to right. Yeah, from those holes there.
And these are factory holes.
Yeah,
like
all
this
factory.
is what they should have intended from the beginning.
And they probably did, but you got the first model. Who's to say the newer models don't have it already?
Maybe.
They do, probably. I mean, who knows?
Maybe.
But anyway, so we're just buttoning it up here.
Hi.
So yeah, overall the machine turned out good. Nets are back on. got a mirror, light bar, harnesses. You've seen all that stuff go on. So, what do you think, Bronco?
Good job.
You like it? Hopefully it's what he wanted. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's different ways to try to support us and help us, you know, bring more content to you guys. We like doing this stuff. And by you guys, you know, checking out those different platforms and, you know, following us around on those and liking and sharing, that really helps us be able to bring more content to you guys. And we really appreciate it. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Show them what's wrong with this thing first.
All right, let's go do that.
All right, so let's see. All right, so first off, you look right here. This looks pretty straight. Now, if we go over here to the other side,
This one's about as straight as Tim.
straight as me. I'm about to quit. I am done.
You don't have to put up with this abuse.
No, but
Yeah,
this
you
one's
guys can
almost
see.
horseshoed.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you
pretty
can see
bad.
this thing's bent severely.
and if you've seen some pictures and videos, Daniel goes pretty hard.
Yeah.
So this is part of getting it squared away for the winter, and we got trips coming up, so we need this thing ready to go. So